What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Umamusume video. In this video, we are going to be training Daiichi Ruby once again, as I think I already planned that I wanted to train Cap again tomorrow for tomorrow's video. I think I mentioned it last week. I was going to train in Cap again for Friday. Honestly, I haven't even trained Cap again since like probably after the weekend. Or after training her one time. I think maybe 2-3 times I did, and then I haven't trained her since because I started doing auto training for other Umas, and then I started trying to auto train Umas for her as a parent to see if I can get better than what I used in the training video. And then I started other trainings, but it is what it is, I guess. But I didn't even know who I wanted to train today. I was just looking through parents, and I was like, who did I pick again? And it was Ruby. So I guess that's where I ended up with today's decision. Back to Daiichi Ruby. As for the setup, we're gonna go with the 2 gut setup instead of the 2 speed that I sometimes use, but we've been using the 2 guts one more often. So it's gonna be Stay Gold and Haru guts, Measure Ramano Wise, Tamama Power, Almond Eye Speed, and Hoshina Power Card. Or Power Card? Friend card. And that is the setup. So we're gonna get the run started. And before we do get started with the run and go over the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, the link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest. For those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join, y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel on the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your end-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle, not somebody else. But with that being said, that is it on that, and let us get started with the run. Now, as we get closer to the CM, this is where I start to be like, am I gonna get better than the UB4s, the 2 UB4s that I managed to, managed to train. Oops, I hit the mic, hopefully. Yep, it's still picking up. So we'll see how that goes within the next couple days, I guess. Yeah, like, doesn't it start? When does it start? Like right before Christmas? Christmas is next week too, right? Dang, I haven't been keeping up. I haven't been keeping up. But as I've mentioned in the past, holidays aren't really a thing that we celebrate in the house or in the family. Like, yeah, we'll have dinner. That's the most we'll do. It's not like a big party. It's just within me, my parents, and my brother, for the most part, because my grandparents, they moved away. They moved back to the Philippines. So it is what it is. So it is what it is. But I do see. Oh, it does. Oh, wait. The CM starts in a couple days. To be exact, on the... It would be Saturday night for me. So if it starts Saturday night, that means I can do day 2 of round 1 for Monday's video. So I guess we'll see if I make it to group A or group B, and I guess you guys will see if I make it to group A or group B on Monday for day 2. I saw the date and I was like, oh, I thought it was next week, but it's ending on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day in Japan, but Christmas Eve night, Christmas Eve night for me, or for, well, I just say for me because I don't know where you guys are. Well, for the most part, yeah, I don't know where you guys are, so I guess I could say for me and Nova, Christmas Eve night, because I'm not sure about where the others are. Well, besides Eugen also. But yeah, that's that. Oh, and you guys remembered, I had the whole closet mess yesterday because I was cleaning it, and I got it organized. I gained a space back that I lost when I bought my PC case. So back from September, I believe. So when I got it, like it came to my house, because it just held, that big box held that free space in my closet until yesterday, until I fixed it. Now it's in a spot where it's not in the way, and I got that space back. So that's cool. I got to organize the top left half of the closet shelf. I got to organize it a little bit better to add more things up there, to organize more things up there. The right half, I'm debating if I should move, because I have a big box on top of the shoe boxes that I mentioned, and that box contains pretty much the boxes that I have for my figures. At least the box, most of the boxes I pretty much just, I didn't keep them opened up. I removed the contents and then close it up to flatten it, pretty much, so I can store more. And then for the figures that I really cared about, I didn't do that to those boxes. So that's why it's still a pretty big box, because there's a good amount of them. I'm thinking of moving that into the top of the hallway closet shelf with some of the other things that I have up there. But I want to go through some of the things up there because I don't know, I kind of got into wanting to look for things that I could still have, such as like some old games and all that. One that I'm hoping to find, at least as much as I can, is the rest of my Pokemon games, if I'm being honest. I doubt I'll be able to find, excuse me, the Game Boy Color ones. So I do have 2 of them. Technically 3 if you want to count the puzzle game. The puzzle challenge games, kind of like Tetris, I think. But I do have my yellow version and my silver version still. So I need to see if I have the others. And then I'm missing some of the Game Boy Advance ones. I know for some odd reason I have 2 sapphires. I think when I bought the black one a long time ago, it probably came with it. But I was still when I was a kid, because I saved up money to buy a second one so I can have one to trade with. So one to trade with just in case, you know, my friends weren't around. It just pretty much felt convenient. It was more for convenience, if anything. Also, if one died, I could just let that one charge and just play with the other, right? But I'm missing Ruby, Emerald, and Fire Red. And I don't remember the DS ones. I have it near me, but I'm not gonna. And then the Switch ones, although I didn't buy both for myself. When I did get Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and I guess that's it. When I got both of them, I got the double packs, so I can give obviously the other half to my brother. Kind of like the old days, but most of the old days, it was just me, because there's a pretty significant gap between us, so to speak. But yeah, pretty much just seeing that, and then I guess in a way just trying to see what I don't want to keep, like I said, what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. And then maybe I don't know, see what I'll do with the ones I don't want. Things that I shouldn't throw away, but find a way to get rid of a different way, you know. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So that's pretty much probably, if I make enough space, because I need to, obviously, I think there should be enough space regardless. So that's also where my other older consoles are, still in their original box. I'm just wondering if it just hit me, because I don't know if I actually still have that one or I sold it. I'm talking about the Gears of War 3 edition, Xbox 360. Now I'm curious, did I get rid of that one? Because I know I have a black one. A normal black one. I don't have the OG one, because that one died due to the Red Ring of Death. I'm fairly certain that one died to the Red Ring of Death. And when they got the new one, that's when I decided. Well, I didn't decide. That's when I that's when I kindly asked for, I think for Christmas or something like that, if I could get the Gears of War 3 edition one. I don't remember. I think it was released around that time. I'm not sure. But I think, or did I buy it myself? Because I know I was buying things for myself already by then. But some of the bigger purchases, I kind of tried to, you know, squeak my way through by asking my parents. If it works, it works. If not, then I'll get it my way. Save money and all that. Start doing homework for other people, or let them copy my homework. It worked. It worked. My friends did it too. I mentioned my one specific friend in junior year because we were in the same CIT class, or it was kind of like, it was computer related. It was where I got introduced to computer building pretty much. But we also kind of tinkered around robotics in a way because it was CITR, R for robotics. And we were a small class at the time because it was like an elective. Ah, that's what it's called. I think I forgot what that was called a long time ago, but I was one of the electives and I wanted to do it because it seemed chill, it seemed fun, and it was. But my class was like 6, 7, I think. I forgot to do a race, but it's fine. We'll just find a race to do here. And yeah, I had a friend who, for English class, or for, because we were in a couple classes actually, if I didn't want to do an essay, I'd be like, you want to do an essay for me? Specifically in the robotics class or CIT class, it would always just be $5. So he would make $5 from me every time. That, or he'll ask me to get him a burrito from another classmate because he was selling burritos. See how this was working? And the best thing about it, he was probably, or still is, because I don't really pay attention to other people's typing speed. But he is probably the fastest typer I know. Because he would type a 5-page essay off the top of his head, because he was also kind of a nerd, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he had the height of a basketball player, but he was more of a otaku nerd because he was into anime and all that as well, in a sense. But yeah, in like 5 minutes at least, he would type 5 pages or more in such a short period of time. Like, I would just walk away, do some other things, and he would be like, hey, I printed it out. I'm like, what? He was a cool guy too. He was a cool guy too. Like, years later, even after we graduated, I think 4 or 5 years after high school. And this was when I periodically used Facebook. I posted it. I was looking for Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube because I would have bought it, obviously. But I was trying to see if I could find someone mutual that I knew. So I posted on Facebook, see if anyone had it, and he responded to that. And he told me to just come by his house and pick it up. And when I got there, I offered to pay at least like $20, $25 because he was gonna give it for free. But I didn't want to. I didn't like the price. I'm pretty sure these days is way higher, but back then it was, I think, still pretty decently high. But it definitely not as high as these days. But he didn't want to take the money. He just gave it to me, and until this day, I still have it. Until this day, I still have it. What a guy. What a guy. So I just want to see if I have things there that I want to keep and things. Because I know I do have Final Fantasy 13 from the Xbox 360. I got both the... obviously the USA release, but also the Japanese release later on, like years later. And got Final 13 2, the Deluxe Edition. And then Lightning Returns. That one I got the PS3 Collector's Edition, I think, because it came with the stopwatch. Not stopwatch, the old locket watches or whatever they're called. Forgot what they were called. Pocket watch. This was stupid. But yeah, I even have like the BioShock 2 collector's edition because it came with the vinyl and some other things. I believe steelbook case. I think I have the steelbook case separated from the actual box, but I do have the box. It's just in my closet because I did see it there. And I like BioShock. I wouldn't have gotten it if I didn't. But yeah, I'm just trying to see what I can find that I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. And if I make enough space, well, if I put that box there and reorganize a little bit more in the right side, I'll probably be able to get a good bit of space from that. So that's where it all leads up to after I had that little tangent. But with that being said, I'm gonna start going over the comments. I was loading through it. I loaded it while talking about all of that, and besides Tanoki, posted a comment 20 minutes ago, so it was just Nova, and then now Tanoki. But let me sort by that, so I can start by the top bottom. And then we'll be starting off with Nova's comments and then to Tanoki's. So, starting off with Nova's, which was pretty much the majority of the comments, and we should probably just rest here. Yes, we should probably just rest here. This is not resting, but I'm gonna still do it because so I can get a onsen ticket. Pretty much. So we'll just get energy from that. Pretty much. We'll just let it carry over to the next. Screw it. But, well, it's time to train my Umas. Don't have much time before the CM. Yeah, there isn't much time. There definitely isn't much time. I also downloaded a PSP emulator to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tap Force again. I know Master Duel is fine, but I would like to go back to an era where hand traps are non-existent and trap cards like Mirror Force actually still mattered. I remembered when the trap cards were first introduced, basically when Ash Blossom first came out. I was consistently still like collecting and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. It was one of those moments, like I said, it was on and off. It was one of the on periods, and yeah, hand traps were introduced. Ash Blossom was like $180+ to like $100+ depending if on the version you get. But even like the early release was like $80, $100, and the other variants like Korean. I believe I bought a Korean one because I wanted to run. I wanted to run Ash Blossoms, and it was a pack for like the cost of it was a play set for the cost of one English one. So obviously I remembered the effect, so I can not. Well, I mean, if you play it and it's a card everyone knows, then pretty much you just say what you know, they'll know. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh game would either be the PlayStation one. Forbidden Memories was like the old school one back in Egypt, where they had like the old names. or not old names, but they had like, you know what I'm saying, if you played it. That one I really like because, I don't know, it was just really fun to me. It was hard too. And the other one was a Game Boy Advance one. I think it was called Duelist of Roses. That one I enjoyed as well. I didn't really play much Yu-Gi-Oh games after that, I believe. So the Tag Force one you were talking about, I'm not familiar. Let alone I didn't get a PSP, or when I did get the PSP, honestly I didn't use it as much compared to like the Nintendo ones, if I'm gonna be honest. Probably because I think in a way I just like the games more in the Nintendo handheld than the PSP one, or the PSP, I think, in general. Plus I was getting like the similar games from like the Xbox or the PlayStation, so the PSP was kind of just there. Like I did buy like Dissidia, Final Fantasy Dissidia, Silent Hill Downpour. I'm not too sure if that's the one I got for the PSP, and some other games, but I didn't really play the PSP as much. I did remember having like the old fat ones, and the reason why I got that one because I did, one, get it for cheap, and two, I got my friend to hack it because he hacked his, and we were playing Pokemon in class off our PSPs in Algebra 2, I think. Was it? No, it was not Algebra 2. It was, I think it was in our senior year, and dare I say, honors calculus. It may sound impressive, like, oh, honors, look at this guy. I did not retain any of that. I did not retain any of that. I did not even know why I was there to begin with, but me and my friend was there, so it is what it is. Plus, the teacher I had was one of the teachers I did like. He was one of more of the kickback ones. They could like literally talk crap to him, he'll talk crap back. It was hilarious. But Game Boy, my trauma has been activated. Oh no. Oh no. Not the trauma. Let's see. I remember it pretty well. It was a trip back from shopping with my mom. I must have logged in over 200 hours of Pokemon Emerald on that Game Boy Advance. Of all the times I've ridden my bus back. Hold on, give me a sec. I fell asleep that one time. Just that one time led to me finding out that I lost my Game Boy on that bus since I was in a hurry to get off. My mom and I tried to get it back by calling the bus service, but it was a lost cause at that point. Oh yeah. Losing stuff in the bus. Yeah. I cried, I despaired, I wailed for a few days. It was the first time in my life that I lost something special. Oh no. I probably would have felt the same. I most likely would have felt the same. Especially as a kid. Because knowing you put in all that time, and it was like the thing you were like attached to, you know, it was like always on you. Because I was the same, playing Pokemon or just playing my Game Boy Advance. I was always glued to it. Whenever I had time to play it, obviously, or whenever I was allowed to. in a sense. But I always found a way to play, even though I was told not to as a kid. You know, curfew, get your parents check on you to see, making sure you're asleep, you know, stuff like that. Fake sleeping. But every time I pick up a new Pokemon game, I always had flashbacks to one day, all those years ago. Oh no, I think that would probably be something I remember that would stick to me for the rest of my life as well. That is definitely probably something that I would be in the same boat about. I also remembered I probably should be doing extra races for Daiichi Ruby, right? Let me double check my fans, because I think I remembered having that issue last time. So we'll see. But did you read the GFL2 event story? If so, I would like to get a playable character called Cocoon for obvious reasons. Yes, Nova, I get it. I do try to read the GFL2 stories. Try to, as in I most likely do. Do I retain it? I try to as well. I try to as well. Excuse me, by the way. But yeah, am I surprised? I would say I'm in the Switch 3 waiting room. Well, we'll be waiting like seven plus years for that to happen. Who knows how much consoles will be at that time. By that time, there will most likely be a PS6, because the Nintendo smart for releasing their new gen console a couple, like, basically halfway or more through the lifespan of the the Sony and Microsoft ones. But who knows if we'll see consoles last, to be honest, because what, Xbox raises their prices twice, or Microsoft raises their prices twice. Stupid. And PlayStation, although I don't think they raised their prices like Xbox did. Matter of fact, I think they even decreased it, especially like by 100 during the Black Friday Cyber Week sales. I just think they just haven't done anything to really be like, ooh, let's PS5, you know, like games wise. Because like there's games like, well, before, you know, you'd be like, oh, when's the next Final Fantasy game? That was me, at least. Because it used to be just a PlayStation exclusive. And then I think it wasn't actually. Because I remember playing, I just said I had Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, but it did used to be just, you know, PlayStation until like the 360, I believe, when 13 came out. But it used to be like that. Some other games, I forget. Because I got the Xbox 360 first, then the PlayStation, but it's what it is. Now that Nintendo just built different. Now that their Pokemon patent fell through, I do want to go back to Power to see what has changed. I do know while the whole thing was going, they had to remove, obviously, using the pals as like the gliders and all that. They removed that, so I think instead you have to make your glider, craft it. I don't know what other changes. That was like the only change that I actually do remember. But I haven't played Power World in a long time. What does my... I don't want my Steam to just pop up. I hope it doesn't just pop up. Oh no, it should have popped up already because it's been open. The last time I played was almost a year ago. Oh wait, no. It has already been more than a year. Almost 2 years ago. February 20th of 2024. And I have played a total of 166 hours. I did had intentions to go back and... Oh, I didn't even check my fan count again. But I did intend to go back, I think, earlier this year. Completely forgot about it. Played different games instead. Yeah, my fan count is cheeks. My fan count is cheeks. Hold up. I don't want to waste this, so I'm gonna do it, but dang. Fire Emblem game waiting room 2. God, so much more to buy with that $80 to $90 price tag. Yeah, if you want to play it, new and not wait. Yeah, that is a price you gotta pay. Literally, literally. I'm thinking about maybe getting Metroid. Although I'll be honest, I haven't really. Oh, I probably just don't remember, but I don't, you know. I don't think like I liked it, but just not a huge fan of it. Because when a new Metroid game would come out, I never was like, ooh, you know. I was more like, I'll play it later, or I'll ask someone that I know to borrow it from, which probably what I did. But it feels like I just didn't play because I didn't never owned it. I guess maybe. For some reason, I have a thing for reformed villains. Like in other gotchas, I have a desire to pull for the bad guys. In a way, a reformed villain has more character development than your typical amnesia-induced protag in a gotcha game. Cristoforo had more development than Rover. Yeah? Well, I mean, I think it's due to the fact that because we'll be around the protag a lot for forever, obviously their development will be very slow compared to villains because we'll be just coming across them, crossing their paths along the way, you know. So it's definitely understandable that they would have their more development than the main character or protagonist because of said reasons. Dahlia looks cool, but I'd say Sparkle and Kafka's Supremacy. Cyrene looks like Wuwa 3.0 character. Cyrene looks like a lot of the other pink-haired characters in Genshin. Heck, she was even relatable to March in a way, in a way, because pink hair and all that. Well, no, there was literally a character in Honkai Impact. I think she may still be. Let me see. Yeah, she literally looks like Cyrene, just looking at the launch screen. Literally looks like Cyrene. And there isn't much pink hair in Genshin. Besides Yaimiko. From the top of my head, at least. But no. I don't know. Does she look like a Wuwa 3.0 character? Maybe. Maybe. You know that mysterious one in the PV? I don't remember. That's why I'm confused. Also, Daria seems like a more enhanced version of Lisa from Genshin if you see the similarities. In a way, yes. I guess. Yes, in a way, I guess. The reason why I made my similarity to a VTuber is because she literally has the same hair colors. Black hair with the blue under. um I would say the design the of the character designs is pretty similar built wise. And some of the facial expressions she's make, I'm pretty sure I've seen like from like her cover art and all that, some similarities, but that was a big thing. There was just too many similarities for me. Lisa didn't come across, but if you mentioned it, I can kind of see it. Well, it's never gonna happen, but I'll use Carlota with Lycon and Astra if I can. Mixing characters from both games would be some variety. Would bring some variety to Wuwa. I don't see variety how, but I guess there is there's a lot of variety in a way in Uwa. Besides like the support options sometimes, because sometimes you just, or the healer options, because all we have is Shorekeeper. But who knows? Maybe we can mix a Wuwa and Zenless character, because remember I did mention in the past, if it's true, later on, maybe one day. Like I say maybe because I'm not confident that it'll probably happen. But if it does happen, maybe they'll collab and that will happen one day. Maybe. Augusta is just Orfurv since they have the same VA. Imagine if Orfurv did that in Uma. The Randall just gets destroyed. I mean, if you just look at them as like them standing and they're just, I guess, doing their poses or whatever. They kind of have the same aura, you know, in a way, don't you think? Augusta and Orfurv, they kind of have that same aura. Well, kind of makes sense if they're the same VA, you know. Um, it's just dial in W engine. After all, I got all these standard 5W engines lying around. I'm like, man, I could still get away with that. Right now, the Yutari team is just busted. If I were to get Seed in her rerun, then I'll pull for her engines too. Yeah, I'm missing 2, so we're pretty close then. Pretty much, you just have an extra W engine, and I have an extra. Well, with your extra W engine, it kind of cancels out my extra, well, one of my 2 extra characters. So I pretty much just have 1 extra character in a way. In a way. And then I skipped over this comment. It says, "You what? Booling can come home late. Come home later." Yeah, I guess so because I didn't have her also. To be honest, Brent and Blind Dude are OP. Another reason why I wanted to boost up my team. Oh, I don't have Gion from 1.0, and that's it. So yeah, our Ruwa account might be close to the same. Oh yeah, I didn't pull for him either. I didn't pull for him either. And then our Uma accounts. Not sure if we're similar in that. I'm counting the Umas only since it would be different if SSR cards are involved. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I feels like you're getting more Umas because you're going through the paid banner and all that. And I've been pulling less compared to the first 2 years, I'd say. 2.5 years. So off the bat, I'm just gonna say we're probably similar. Because you actually have built up quite a bit of newer Umas that you didn't have, what, the past year? I guess. Just from the free monthlies and your paid banners. And if, well, I say if you get spooked, but like, that didn't really happen at all. That like never happened. So, I mean, if we were to put all of it together, obviously your account is way better. I'm not gonna deny it. I think we all know your account is basically better than most of ours. I think everyone would agree because that has been the case this whole time. But it is what it is. It is what it is. These rewards show. These reward shows are whack, yo. Like I get why people would watch it, but I don't get why people will watch it at the same time. You get me? I don't feel a need to watch it if I can just see the results later on. Yeah, you can be like have a live reaction to it. But you could kind of get the same close reaction after just looking at it. I think I would have the same reaction if I saw it live compared to just reading it. I think it would still be the same, in my opinion. Scenario ending again in 2 months. Oof, it is. It is. Noki might be British. Well, I think Singaporean English, like Malaysian English, are primarily influenced by the British. Did not know that. Did not know that, honestly. So, good to know. Tanoki did respond, said, yeah, we branched off from British English a little later than the US, and officially we use English, the UK. Now it makes sense. I never knew that, honestly speaking, so that's on me. That's on me. I guess pardon my ignorance. I really didn't know. And then lastly from Nova, so Banyue update dropped and I used him in the demo. He seems to remind me a bit of Dynasty Warriors playstyle with the XY combo. It's kind of sad that he's an afterthought since 2.5 is coming right after. Yeah, he's basically those who really want Banyue is the only one's gonna pull for Banyue. that's the case. Especially if people pulled for Idhari to have that rupture combo with uh Lucia and Dylan team basically. Because you could run that same team, I'm certain. With I'm pretty sure the intent was to run that same team, but instead of Idhari, it would be Banyue. So basically, those who didn't choose Idhari is the ones pulling for Banyue. And then there's those who didn't pull for both. So there's that as well. Because they're just going to save for Xiaoguang. Which is what I'm doing. And I saw that there were 5 events, and I didn't touch a single one. I didn't touch a single one from when they first updated, and I still didn't. I'll probably start them this weekend, probably. But other than that, that's pretty much it. All the comments from Nova. Thank you, Nova, for the comments. And Tanoki for replying to that one comment. And the last comment is from Tanoki. And it says, does Shushu not know the Guinness drink is also the same as the Guinness in the Guinness Book of World Records? No. I'm gonna be honest again, I didn't. I didn't. I don't know a lot of things. If it wasn't obvious. I mean, that goes for everyone, I know. But, I mean, a lot of the reason why I maybe kind of not know some of the things. I mean, I do know the Guinness Book of World Records, and I do know the beer because I have drunk it before. Did I know that they were the same? No. No. I kind of feel like I want to throw a random fact out there. But since we were there was a whole console talk earlier, and we were talking about Nintendo and all that. Did you guys know that Nintendo used to own a baseball team, the Seattle Mariners, I believe, because they released a DS Lite, or was it a DSi? I think it was a DS Lite edition of it. They had like they slapped the Seattle Mariners and the official MLB sticker on the box, and then they also had the thing on the DS as well. But I think it was I forgot when. I think it was the late 2010s or mid 2010s that when Nintendo sold it. I think. At least that's what I heard. But since there is a DS, it kind of makes sense, right? I didn't really necessarily fact checked it, but I believe it because I did see it in a video, and that's where I kind of learned the history of it. So I believe that guy because he was collecting um said consoles, and he had history about it. But yeah, back to the Guinness thing. I didn't know. Honestly. Is this a wait? The Yamaha that makes instruments is the same Yamaha that makes motorbikes moment. That I did know. That I did know. Fortunately enough, that I did know. But yes, it is unfortunately that moment. Is it funny? I personally think it's funny. I'm not really bothered by it. I swear I heard like some kind of engine, loud engine. I don't know if the mic picked up. There's a chance it could have, since technically the direction the mic picks up sounds is facing that way, but I am in front of it, so I don't know if I blocked it as well, like the sound and all that. But yeah, Tanoki, it is one of those moments. It is definitely one of those moments, and I'm not gonna deny it because I'm just being honest. I didn't know. I just did not know. It is what it is. But I do appreciate the comment, Tanoki, and also Nova, thank you for the comment as well. Appreciate the support as always. And now we can finish off the video. But no, I definitely did pick up on some companies doing some other things, but I didn't really pick up on the whole Guinness thing being the same. That I didn't. I honestly really didn't know. If my reaction to it wasn't obvious. um, I'd say my impression of the run, just from how it went, honestly, I don't even remember what level the unique is because I don't see it here. We'll see it later. Knowing that Wise didn't make it to 1200 at the very least, I don't think Speed made it to 1900, but somewhere in the 1800s. I think Guts may be a little short from 1700. Power may be the closest to capping out. And then Stamina, I'm not too sure if it is high enough. Other than that, I think we're good. I'm not going to be using this Daiichi Ruby, is pretty much what I'm saying. But, I mean, just like the last time, I mean, it was pretty close still to how I would be satisfied with it, at the very least. But just needed a little bit more on specific stats. Or, yeah, specific stats, and probably would have been okay. But I do have a couple more days, or a few more days from today until the CM, so I'm gonna have to be training. I'm gonna be training a bit more. Pretty much is what I should be saying. That is pretty much what I will be saying. But I guess we'll find out. And we didn't get an S aptitude. No, we didn't. Yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Should just be around where I've been getting. Yeah. Oh, almost a UB. Let's just see if I can get a little bit better. Yeah, it was about the same. It was about the same. Mm, although I should probably take a look at like my Umas, because I need to see who to get rid of and who to keep. That way I can make space, because I do still need to make space. But 1820 speed, 776 stamina, 1725 power. Yeah, that was close to cap. 1702 guts. I thought that didn't make it at 1700, so that was pretty close to capping out as well. And then 1033 on wise, so pretty close. Pretty close. If we just had gone around 1900, and then stamina just a little bit, and then wise up to 1200, I would have use it regardless of the rank, most likely, because at least the stats were, I mean, that's pretty much pretty good stats for what I want it to be. But can I use this one? If I had to, I would, but it is what it is. Okay, it's a level 4 unique, so that means I didn't miss out on it, which is good. She is only a 3 stars, so she only should make level 4. And it was better than the last one. So with that being said, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys are making this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing, since it is I guess the last few days, the grind for the CM prep. If you guys haven't finished like I have, but it's pretty normal for myself. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And, well, you guys already know. I already mentioned it in the beginning of the video. Tomorrow's video will be just me training Cap again, just to see if we can get a good Cap trained. Unless I train one off camera and then I somehow train one. But I'll probably still train one just because I said so. Said I will, and I still wouldn't mind training Cap regardless. Yeah, and if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is down in the description. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join a circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join a circle. Then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.